Imagine a nation on the brink of historic change, where an opposition figure steps forward to challenge a decades-long grip on power. That's exactly what's unfolding in Cameroon right now, as opposition leader Issa Tchiroma Bakary confidently proclaims himself the victor in the presidential election held on October 12th, urging 92-year-old incumbent Paul Biya to gracefully bow out after his remarkable 43-year tenure. This bold declaration isn't just talk. It's a call that could redefine the country's future, and it's got everyone from local voters to international observers on edge. In a heartfelt video message shared on Facebook, with Cameroon's national flag proudly displayed behind him, Tchiroma made his stance crystal clear. "Our success is undeniable, and it deserves to be honored," he stated firmly. Turning his attention directly to Biya, he added, "We urge the current administration to display true leadership and acknowledge the people's choice at the polls through a simple yet profound act, a congratulatory call that would showcase our country's political wisdom and pave the way for a stronger democratic foundation." For those new to Cameroon's political scene, this isn't mere formality. Such a gesture from Biya could signal a peaceful transition, easing tensions in a nation that's seen its share of unrest. But here's where it gets controversial. While Tchiroma's supporters are buzzing with excitement, the official word from Elecam, Cameroon's independent electoral body responsible for overseeing the voting process, hasn't come yet. They're slated to announce results no later than October 26th, but only after the Constitutional Council, which acts as the final arbiter to validate outcomes and resolve disputes, gives its stamp of approval. This waiting game adds layers of suspense, as premature claims can stir up divisions in an already polarized environment. Social media is flooded with images of tally sheets from individual polling stations, blackboards scribbled with vote counts, and scattered papers showing local results, which both camps are using to fuel their victory narratives. It's worth noting that sharing these station-specific tallies is perfectly legal, allowing transparency at the grassroots level. However, jumping the gun by declaring nationwide winners is strictly off-limits until the Constitutional Council weighs in. "That's the boundary we absolutely cannot breach," warned Territorial Administration Minister Paul Biya during a Sunday press briefing, emphasizing the legal risks involved. And this is the part most people miss. The election itself was a straightforward single-round affair, meaning the candidate who garners the highest number of votes takes the prize. No runoff needed. 9 opposition hopefuls threw their hats in the ring against Biya, with over 8 million eligible voters across the country. Exact turnout figures are still under wraps, but in a place like Cameroon, where access to polling stations can be tricky in remote or conflict-hit areas, participation rates often tell a story about public engagement or disillusionment. Adding to the intrigue, several fellow candidates have already extended their congratulations to Tchiroma, hinting at a potential wave of unified opposition support that could pressure the status quo. Tchiroma, at 76 years old, isn't your typical rebel. Once a close confidant of Biya and a former government spokesperson, he made headlines in June by dramatically resigning from his post, positioning himself as the frontrunner among the opposition. He leads the Front for the National Salvation of Cameroon, FSNC, and has the backing of the Union for Change, a broad alliance of opposition groups united against prolonged one-man rule. In an open letter that kicked off his campaign, Tchiroma put it bluntly, "A nation can't thrive when it's bent to serve just one individual. It has to be dedicated to empowering its entire population." This philosophy resonates deeply in countries facing leadership fatigue, where citizens yearn for fresh voices after years of the same old script. Echoes of past elections linger here, and they're not comforting. Back in 2018, another opposition contender, Maurice Kamto, similarly announced victory the very next day, only to face arrest, with his followers met by tear gas, water cannons, and mass detentions during protests. Tragically, some of those supporters remain behind bars today, a stark reminder of the high stakes in challenging the establishment. Paul Biya, Cameroon's second leader since gaining independence from France in 1960, has held the reins since 1982 with an unyielding approach. He's cracked down hard on political dissent and armed rebellions alike, maintaining control amid widespread social protests, glaring economic inequalities, and ongoing separatist conflicts in regions like the English-speaking Northwest and Southwest. For beginners dipping into African politics, this iron fist style often means prioritizing stability over reform, but it can also breed resentment that simmers for generations. Tchiroma's campaign platform outlines an ambitious roadmap, a transitional phase lasting 3 to 5 years aimed at reconstructing a country he accuses Biya of leaving in ruins. Think infrastructure rebuilds, economic reforms, and healing divided communities, practical steps to address the scars of long-term mismanagement. Yet, Biya's leadership has always carried an air of mystery. For years, he's governed from afar, spending significant time in Switzerland alongside his wife Chantal, where they're frequent guests. Reports suggest that many presidential decisions and decrees are handled by Ferdinand Gogo, the Secretary General of the Presidency, who signs off on them in Biya's name. This absenteeism raises eyebrows. Does it reflect savvy delegation or a detachment from the nation's daily struggles? Tchiroma's own journey is a roller coaster of Cameroonian history. Hailing from Garoua in the north, he once endured imprisonment for his supposed role in a botched 1984 coup attempt against Biya. Remarkably, he later rose to become a minister, serving for 2 decades without ever sharing a face-to-face meeting with the president, as he revealed in a recent interview. From prisoner to power player, his story underscores the twists of loyalty and betrayal in politics. Agence France-Presse contributed to this report. So, what do you think? Could Tchiroma's claims spark a real shift in Cameroon, or is it just another chapter in the cycle of contested elections? And here's a counterpoint to chew on. While Biya's long rule has brought stability to some, critics argue it's stifled progress, but supporters say his experience is irreplaceable in a volatile region. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you side with the call for change, or believe in steady hands? Let's discuss.